All right, I should be live. Welcome, everybody. It's your boy Dak. Today we're going to be reacting to One Piece Chapter 1183, as you guys could probably guess based off the thumbnail and everything. And yeah, I'm excited for this one, guys. Here in Ohio, it feels like Rain God Zaza has paid a visit because it's been raining like crazy pretty much this whole week. So perfect time to have this chapter, right? So very excited to read this. Obviously, we left off with the Rain God Zaza, so I'm very excited to see kind of where this goes next. But yeah, guys, we're going to be getting into it pretty shortly here. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. Also, I did want to let you guys know real quick, just FYI, because I brought this up last stream, but my video on 1179 got a strike, but then I won that dispute. But then my video on 1182 also got a strike, so now it is also in the void right now. I'll probably win that one too, but Shueisha's really on one. So if you're curious on where my videos have been, that's Shueisha's going crazy right now. I think they have like an AI thing that's doing it, because I'm not the only one that's been suffering from it. But just a little FYI, that's where we're at. So I'm trying to figure it out, but it's all good. It's all good. It's part of the game. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like in basketball, sometimes the referees get in the way. It's the same thing right now. So hopefully it'll be all right. But either way, I'm excited to read this chapter, guys. I'm not even worried about the strikes or nothing. I just want to read chapter 1183. I want to see what Oda's cooking. Obviously, Elbaf has been amazing. So we are going to be getting into this very, very shortly. But I see Rapo, you said AI sucks for these things, honestly. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think they have like an AI system like combing people's videos, because both times I've gotten a strike, it happened like a week after the fact, right? Like it stayed up for a week just fine, but then I think like their AI system, they either triggered it a week later or it just takes a while to find. But whatever, I'm not that worried about it. It'll be okay. At least I'm imagining. The fact that I waited for the first strike to go away before this one really helped, because now I'm back at 1 instead of 2, which means one more and you'll never see me again. You know what I mean? That like they terminate your channel at 3. So, but we're all right. We're all right. We got chapter 1183 right in front of us today, and I mean, hey, this is pretty much just me. So Shueisha, if you got a problem with this one, I don't know how. But either way, yeah, we're gonna be getting into this very shortly. Want to get through a couple super chats real quick, and then we'll get into it. Quanidin with the $2, 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, not sure. And you and I usually agree. So Quanidin, I'm glad you could show up. You said, how's your day going, Dak? It's going fantastic. Like I said earlier, Rain God Zaza made an appearance here in Ohio, because it's been raining nonstop pretty much this whole week. Yesterday was all right, but pretty much this whole week, especially today, it's been raining like crazy. So shout out Zaza, I suppose. And I did go out and get, I don't have them. I should have brought them up here, but I also did go pick up some cool One Piece cards earlier today, and I wish I brought them here to show you guys. But either way, yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you. And I think I just saw Gigi's Boxcar, my goat, with the 5 gifted memberships. W's in the chat for Gigi, please. Appreciate you very, very much, Gigi. Seriously. I hope you're doing well. I hope work was not too stressful today. If you had it, hopefully you just didn't have it, but if you did, hopefully it was all right. But thank you either way, Gigi. Shout out to all the new members as well. Mr. Bushido with the €2. It's been happening. I've been waiting years for this. We'll have to see what is going on. Based off you, I'm starting to think Carrot Talk, but we'll see here very shortly. RL Pulsar, member for 23 months, and he said 1 more month to go. Pulsar, I appreciate you very much, man. It's crazy that you're almost at 2 years as it is. You know what I mean? That's amazing. So shout out Pulsar for sure. Thank you very, very much. And Lonely Mage, Reese Lucas with the 5 gifted memberships as well, matching Gigi's 5. Appreciate you so much, Lonely Mage. You're the GOAT. W's in the chat for Mage. And you know what? Do I have... Oh, never mind. I was about to say, you know what? Let me see if I can match that. But I already did my 10 free memberships this month. So give me another 9 days or 10 days and I'll be able to match you. And Bushido and Brown Sound, I will I will get to your super chat in just a second. But Mr. Bushido with the 5 gifted memberships. Bushido, brother, I appreciate you. W's in the chat. Knack talk. I can't even finish the first one. Knack, my guy, brother, I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Seriously, guys, this must be a good chapter. There must be something big in this chapter. I also just saw 25th Slayer, and again, I will get to yours, Brown Sound. I don't want you to think I'm going to forget. But 25th Slayer also just said 10 out of 10. This is a Dak chapter. So now I haven't heard anything about this chapter, to be honest with you. I had no like inklings of this being, you know, especially insane. I mean, obviously Emu is here and Zaza and stuff, so I can assume it's crazy, but this must be a big one. So and Alexander Ivanov said Dak about to lose his damn mind and we're here for it. Bro, this must be a bit. I had no idea. I was given no warnings at all. Well, I mean, the usual, like, hey, the spoilers are out, but I haven't even gotten a crazy, I didn't get any crazy warnings. Wow. And then Cloud Lizard. Guys, if your W keys are still working, please send some in the chat for Cloud Lizard as well. Cloud Lizard, my goat. Thank you so much. Everyone who gifted memberships. There's Cloud Lizard, Knack, Bushido, Reese Lucas, and Gigi's Boxcar, and everyone else. Seriously, guys. We haven't even gotten into the stream yet, so I can't thank you guys enough. Seriously, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Also, shout out Tiny Angry Gnome. I see you just pulled up as well. Thank you. Wow, guys. After this one, we're gonna get into it. I promise you. I've said that like 10 times, and this happens every stream. But after this one, we're gonna get into it. Brown Sound for the $10. Just finished playing a show in Cincinnati. Got some rain god burning right now. Vibing on the tour bus. I love that. Got some rain god burning. You're enjoying the rain god while you're enjoying the rain god, if you know what I'm saying. That's awesome, man. And you said just finished playing a show. Are you in a band or something? I don't think I know about this, do I? I don't think you've told me about this. That is awesome, man. Congrats. That is very cool. You need to come do one in Columbus sometime, though. Just drive a couple hours over, and I'll show up for sure. I will be there. I see everyone in the chat saying this is a Dak chapter. I'm about to feast, guys. What is in this chapter, man? I was already pumped for this because obviously my Cavaliers are down 2-0, so I needed something to distract me. Which honestly, we look tired, so I'm not even upset. Whatever happens, the series happens. So I needed to pick me up, and apparently this chapter is gonna be it. So, Dr. JR for the $5, last one for sure. 10 out of 10, bro. 10 out of 10. I don't know what I'm about to see. I have no idea. Like I said, I'm not just not spoiled. This is all news to me that this chapter's this crazy. So. Thank you, seriously, all of you. Thank you, and I apologize for the wait, but we are going to get into the chapter right now. Chapter 1183. I actually don't know the title yet because we have this beautiful color page here with the whole Straw Hat crew. Looks like they are up on they're getting jettisoned into the sky by an elephant. Is this what you were talking about, Bushido? Is this what you were talking about? Why you were pumped because there's an elephant on the cover? Because you had Carrot on the cover page a couple chapters ago, and now you have an elephant with the crew. Is that what you were? That had to be what Bushido was talking about. It had to be. I mean, maybe there's more to it, but either way, cool color page. We got Brooke playing some music back there, which is always appreciated. All right, and also for what it's worth, Nami is holding a map and pointing upwards, like they had to come to the sky to find some treasure or something, and I like that too. But either way, let's see what everyone's cooking about. I have no idea what I'm about to see here. Chapter 1183, Good Mermaid. Okay. The fierce battle between Loki and Emu rages on. Ragnir, thou hast waited all this time for one capable of bringing vengeance upon Emu. Is that not so? Squeak, squeak. So we're starting off hot here. Ragnir, thou hast waited all this time for one capable of bringing vengeance upon Emu. So, not only was Ragnir waiting for, like, the right person, so to speak, to come eat the fruit, but it's even specifically someone to beat Emu in particular. I really need Chopper to talk to Ragnir. That's my first thing that I'm thinking of, is I need Chopper to be like, Ragnir, just tell us everything. You know, you've obviously been around forever. What is he rambling about? I've never seen someone so resilient. Loki, Straw Hat Luffy, neither of ye could ever be Mu's soldiers. Mu will erase thee. So I think this probably ties back to the Domi Reversi thing. Remember when Loki and Luffy did not get turned from the Domi Reversi for some reason? I'm assuming that's what this ties to, right? I would imagine that whenever he says you can never be Mu's soldiers, they just... I wonder why that is, but... now we got Emu doing another trick here. Just like Dozon. Who the hell is Dozon? I'm just going to do a quick... Actually, no, I don't want to... I was about to do a quick Google search to make sure this is somebody that I'm not forgetting. But I'll probably get theories and stuff tied to the chapter, and I don't want to get spoiled. Dozon. So this is another character from the past. Is this the Will of D? Is this the D clan? Huff. Okay, so Loki is tired, because we've also heard this, like, whenever he fought Emu the first time, he mentioned that he got tired being so large, and here he's saying huff all the time, and he's saying it again here, so he's getting near the end of his time, it looks like. Ragna 2 Jin Blades, Heim, Sword of Wrath, Graham. A lot of stuff is happening here. And so Sword of Wrath, Graham. The first thing I think of is like the 21 grams of soul. I don't know if that's really where my mind should be, but that is the first thing that comes to mind here. Sword of Wrath, Graham. Ragna 2 Jin Blades, Heim. It's a weird attack name. Maybe that's just a weird translation of it. Western Village. All right, now we're back over to Rain God Zaza here in the village. Save the children. We see like it's kind of like flooding already. Kind of like my basement this week from all of the rain. If it rains a lot, I get like a very, very shallow layer of water in the basement. Basically the same thing. And we see the kids kind of washing away. I can't remember their names off the top of my head. Or no, well, they're not washing away. They're in, like, the rain god's arm, right? I think is basically the idea, because she grabbed them and now they're getting, like, pulled upward, I'm guessing. We're not letting you take them. We just saved them. We'll never give up our children. Wait, guys. Stop moving. We need to do blood transfusions. You'll die if we don't. They're trying to take my boy. Oh, so Chopper is the one saying it, but then the parents are like, no, we're getting back up. Which we saw earlier in the arc how dedicated the parents were to the kids, right? It's like the very same thing. My life doesn't mean a damn thing right now. That's exactly how the parents, how they're thinking. So everyone's yelling, help us. Only 7 brats. Well, I guess that'll do. Let's go, Zaza. What the hell is going on here? And so Sanji's pulling up. So they only got 7 of them. I'm curious. Let me do a quick little look here. Do we know which ones are like, is Colin not one of them? I feel like we would have seen Colin if he was one of them, right? So only 3. I wonder or only 7. So 3 are still free. So I wonder what they're going to do. Huh. That's cool. All right. Now we are back to Gunko, which I have been waiting for. Wait, what the hell? Wait, what am I... So the first one's a small block, and then it grows into a way bigger block? Did the ice like regenerate around her? Is that the idea? Like it refroze? Is that what we're seeing? That is so weird. Or are we just like zooming in more? Is it just we got closer? Maybe that's it. We just got closer. It looks like it's growing, right? But I think it's just zooming in. So weird. That's just a weird way to do it. Brooke, about that woman. Is there a reason you were so hell-bent on confronting her? I love that we're talking about this. This had to be what you guys were talking about. Oh, are we getting some Brooke lore? All right, hold on. I gotta prepare myself. This is what's about to happen, isn't it? This is why you guys are saying it's a Dak chapter. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Oh my god, this has to be it. I'm scared to read it. My whole One Piece fandom is about to change. Not like change in terms of like my love for Brooke, but like my love is about to be actualized. You know what I mean? Oh man, what's about to happen? What is about to happen? Is there a reason you were so hell-bent on confronting her? I only butted in because I could tell it was serious. Do you know her, Brooke? So Brooke did not respond there. Is she an enemy from your past? She's not an enemy, but she's someone I hoped I'd never have to face again. And then Usopp is wondering what he's talking about. It was supposed to stay that way. Now, I'm completely lost. If she is who I think she is, she'd be 77 by now. And so Brooke got lost 52 years ago, so she would have been 25 around the time that he got lost in the Florian Triangle. And whenever she was yelling father, she kind of looked like an adult, so it had to be just in like the few years before he got lost, I'm guessing this all happened. Then she can't be the same person. I mean, she's a celestial dragon. Yes, but the last time I saw her, she was departing for Marijois. She was a princess in my home kingdom. How much more lore are we about to get? Brooke, she's still frozen solid. We can't tell if she's alive, but maybe that's for the best. Couldn't she just be a celestial dragon look-alike? None of this changes the fact that she came here to lay siege to Elbaf. True, but she's the one who released our restraints. Brooke, my guy, he's figuring it out, man. He's putting the pieces together that Gunko isn't who we thought. Birch, are you in the chat? Birch, I know you had to love this chapter. I know you had to love the Gunko and Shuri talk. Look, she's about to get her name cleared, right? Or at least we're heading that direction. I needed this. We're freed. Yay, we're untied. My mind powers did the trick, you see. Why would she do that? Run, Brooke. She seemed to recognize me. And then she just turned back into a devil. Brooke, man, I love this. He's putting the pieces together, man. He's figuring out that we gotta save Gunko, right? He's figuring out that Emu is controlling everybody. It's almost like I've witnessed 3 different personalities. Her original personality, the personality that saved us, and the demon form. So, do you think she's being controlled? Back then, I wouldn't have thought such a possibility, but after seeing how people are turning into demons today, I can't reconcile the conflicting feelings swirling through my chest. So I love this, if you couldn't tell. The thing that I love about this is that, like, and maybe there's probably some more hype coming, but I just got to say real quick, what I really love about this is the entire, like, Domi Reversi and Emu control sort of thing that's been going on. I think this is, like, a point where Oda was going to take it, where it's like, you know, you're seeing your friends turn against you, but you know it's not really them, so, like, emotionally, how do you handle it? Like, do you just go and hurt them and fight them, and that's the end of it? Or, you know, do you try to save them and You know, you think about how it's not really their fault, right? It's like a mental, emotional aspect to it. And I love that Brook and Gunko is the avenue that Oda's taking to kind of explore that. You know what I mean? I mean, and the kids and stuff, I guess you could say, although they weren't really controlled like everyone else is. But, you know, I love how Oda's just kind of pulling on the heartstrings, you know, with all this stuff. It's great. Sorry if this is insensitive, Brook, but we need to know if she should be spared or killed. Exactly what I was just saying. We can't make a move till you decide. So real quick, shout out Jinbei for like giving Brook the choice, right? Like, because like I was saying, I think that's where this is going to go, is like, do we just take them out because they're our enemies? Do we try saving them? What do we do? I love this. Oh, okay. Oh my God. Oh, hold on. I saw something. I saw a box that said 70 years ago, West Blue, 4 a.m. Now we're literally getting a flashback. We're getting part of the Brook flashback. No way. I wasn't expecting this much. What am I about to see, bro? What am I about to see? It was honestly a really long time ago. She was just a kid, and I was so young. There was once a kingdom that fell called Asperia. We now have the name of Brook's home kingdom. It was a country where music flourished. Instrument studios lined the streets. Oh, bro. Oh, my God. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm doing a video on this. This is screw the strikes. I'm going to figure this out. I am definitely doing a video on whatever I'm about to see. I don't even know what it is. 70 years ago, West Blue, 4 a.m., which, by the way, I love that it's 4 a.m. Before I have not seen anything else, but I gotta say, I love that it's 4 a.m. because remember, Brook would be the person to wake everybody up on the ship. Remember on the Rumbar pirate ship, he like busted into the room, started playing the violin, and everyone got up. He gets up really early, and he's like the rooster that wakes everybody up at the crack of dawn. You know what I mean? That's him. So I love that it's 4 a.m. because I feel like that's where it's going. Let's see. Brum, strum, ahem. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Waking up in the morning, it's a good more made. That's where the title is from, because it's morning, but like mermaid combined. Waking up in the morning, it's a good more made. A new world's beginning. There's so many seas out there. I'd love to meet them all. Good more made. My boy Brook in the flesh, literally in the flesh, like literally oh my God. And there's multiple, I haven't seen anything, but I did scroll down just to see if there's multiple pages of flashback, and there are. This is what y'all were talking about. Oh my God. I saw Straw Hat AP said DJ Brook in the chat, and that's exactly correct. Good morning, Asperia. No more waiting around. No more waiting around for fair winds. Shut up, I'm dealing with a hangover. So it's exactly like I said. Brook wakes everyone up because he gets up so early, and he's on top of this building. Let's set sail again, baby. The back alley folks, be quiet. So everyone's yelling at him to shut up. Dee-hee-hee. Good morning, Brook. There she is. There is Shuri. Wow. The port people? The arena? Oh, how I long to meet a sexy mermaid one day. This panel, bro. This panel with Brook. Oh, man. This is one of the coolest panels in a long time. I mean, we had a lot of cool panels with Emu, but oh my God, this panel with Brook basically in the Nika pose. He's playing an instrument, but you know, the legs are like that. That's what Oda's going for. Got the sun behind him with the ocean. Oh my God, I'm ascending, bro. No way. Oh, Oda, you could not cook any harder than you're cooking right now. You could not. I almost don't want to read it because I don't want the moment to end. You know what I mean? I'm getting the Brooke flashback. I'm about to cry, bro. I'm about to cry. You know, I was just telling my friend at the card store, because he's not caught up yet. I guess we're friends now, but he's one of the workers at the card store, but I've kind of befriended him. And I was telling him, yeah, I got to run home and do my reaction for the next chapter. And he's like, oh, I'll tune in. I'm like, well, I don't want to spoil you. He's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. No worries. This would have been a good one for him to see. He's got to get caught up now. Oh, man, this is... I'm ascending. I'm literally ascending. I might just rapture to heaven in the next 3 minutes. Oh, how I long to meet a sexy mermaid one day. Shut it, Brooke. It's Lord Brooke. Kick him out of the corpse. She'd steal my soul away. Call that a bad fish ending, I think is what he's going for. Somebody get me a gun. Oh, Oda, I love that this is how we're starting it. Because like I said, when he was on the Rumbar Pirates, he did the same thing. I think whenever Oda gave us like the Straw Hats daily schedules, he told us that Brooke got up really early and everyone has like mixed feelings about it. I love it, man. This is the country of instrument makers, Asperia Kingdom. I can't believe I'm reading this. Looking back, when I first saw episode 337, I think that's the one where we meet Brooke. It's 3-something-7. I think it's 337. Looking back on that and learning about Laboon, and now we're finally here. Oh my god, man. Captain, teach us how you do your swift slash. They all have similar attire to Brooke right now, the kind of fancier clothes. You dote too much on Princess Shuri. How shameful. I've been teaching you all, haven't I? You have to master the basics before you can dream. Alrighty. I wonder what's dinner tonight. Yeah, my tummy is grumbling. We'll deliver Binks sake. Even all the way back in Asperia Kingdom, my boy was singing the good song, spreading the word of the sake. Oh my god. Brooke without glasses? Oh man, I wasn't ready for this. I was not ready for this, bro. Shout out to everyone for not spoiling me. Shout out to everyone for not even like tempting me, like saying, you know, Dag, this is definitely going to be a you chapter. Make sure you don't get spoiled, because then I would have been thinking, you know, Brooke or one of my theories. This is all new to me. I am ascending. I've already ascended. To be, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm fully ascended. In the heaven realm currently. The ocean breezes guide our way, far across the eye as far across as the eye can see. The sun is shining merrily, and we have Shuri here with the multicolored eyes, heterochromatic. That's the right word, right? And they're both in these sort of matching outfits, sort of. This is remember when we first understood that there was a connection between Brooke and Gunko, and we got like a little bit of a silhouette? This is the silhouette from that chapter. This is the same moment where they're holding hands and singing. This is literally that panel without the silhouette, which I love. As the birds fly in the sky, as they sing out with glee, dee hee hee, we worked hard today. You think I got stronger? Just like Mama? I gotta figure out who the king and queen of Asperia are now. We better see this soon. Raider Captain, Guard Corps of Asperia, Brooke 20 years old. Kingdom of Asperia, Princess Shuri, 7 years old. Your mother is indeed super strong. Ah, Lady Candle, the light of my life. Bad look falling for a married lady, Brooke. What are you saying? Love is freedom. I love that Oda's building on the love thing, right? We saw that a little bit with, like, arguably Kuma and Bonnie, but Sanji also brought up the power of love, right? Who is this? Who is that? Kingdom of Asperia, King Levin? Leuven? Probably Leuven. I'm gonna go with Leuven. Is this like Bad Timeline Rocks? This looks like Bad Timeline Rocks D. Zebek. If you merged Rocks D. Zebek and Marshall D. Teach into one person, which obviously they're related, but if you merge them, this is probably what it would look like. Dude, what? I love that the king of Brooke's kingdom is like, he looks like a bad guy, wait, is this tied to why Shuri became a celestial dragon? Because he like sold her off or something? I don't know. I'm just going to keep reading. But this, I love that too. Leuven. I'll execute you for treason. You're so harsh. Wow, bro. I mean, my majesty. Daddy. You're scheming to assassinate me, aren't you? I wonder, so they have some beef then. It's not just because of Brooke having the hots for his wife, right? You're scheming to assassinate me, aren't you? Oh, that's him talking to Brooke. I would never. I'll just wait for nature to take its course. Because he wants to steal the wife. That's that. All right, Brooke. I see you, man. I see you. See, Brooke, just give up on my mommy. I wonder, before I go any further, I wonder if Lady Candle is still going to be alive somehow. I feel like she won't be because Oda is not kind to moms in flashbacks, so she's probably not, but it would be interesting if she was. When I grow big, I'll marry you instead. Whoa! Whoa! That was not what I was expecting. Shuri, that's the kind of cute thing kids normally tell their dads. Oh, I don't really want a bride with a runny nose. What? What is going on, bro? Wow. So Shuri and Brooke really were like super close, apparently. I need to know the full story on Leuven here, or whatever his name is. Don't you dare shoot down my daughter right in front of me. I'm a one-woman type of guy. And then we got Shuri back here laughing as well. And I love that Brooke dodged the attack because the king seems like kind of like a loser, you know? So it makes sense that he's not quick enough or whatever. I love this. Wow. Your Majesty, I apologize for breaking up the fun, but riders from a gang are closing in from the port. The corpsmen in the area are badly outnumbered. The reinforcements we dispatched from the castle probably won't make it in time. Who are they after? They're calling for Queen Candle. She is currently at the opera house in town. What? Could it be the Moron family? Which it's spelled with a U. So I don't know if it's like Moron, you know, M-O-R-O-N, but could it be the Moron family? Yes. They've been after Candle for ages. When did they even land on our shores? Send out a message to Candle to not leave the opera house. All the snails at the opera house are on Do Not Disturb. I love that little touch. That's a cool little throw in there. Brooke, you have to do something. They're gonna take Mama away. The Moron family? That's strange. I met them at the harbor today. Opera Avenue. Gang Riders. Okay, so it looks like this is one of them with the stitches on his face, I'm assuming. He's one of the moron guys. Opera House. Ah, that was such a wonderful performance. And here is Lady Candle. Come on out, Candle. Dawn. Oh my god, wait, Dawn. No way. Don Moron told us we can shoot you if you refuse. We've had quite a few Dons in the story, you know. Today we settle it, once and for all. You'll finally learn to love our boss, Candle. We must make sure the Queen does not leave the theater. And then this guy's getting shot. Brooke, don't worry about it, my royal bro. Royal bro. Don't worry. He keeps saying bro. They're not actually related. I mean, he's just saying bro like we say bro, right? It's starting to make me wonder, but don't worry about it, my royal bro. Remember, our queen is strong. There's no chance they'll catch her. Anyways, it's a shame they didn't realize that when I ran into them at the port earlier, I already sliced them all down. And we can see all of their cuts are finally getting realized because that's always been Brooke's thing. Oda showing so much love to my boy. Oh my god, Brooke, just so many W's for Brooke in this chapter, man. Wow. What the hell is this? Huh, don't tell me these guys, they were already cut down? Then that means that was Captain Brooke's Swift Slash. It was the 3-pace hum, notch, slash, Brooke's go-to move. Lord Brooke, you're so cool. I love that there's a giant harp on the island in the back. That is awesome. The Queen's coming out. Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. Over 70 years ago, there were 2 massive stars in the kingdom of Asperia. One was the former commander of the Royal Guard Corps and the current queen, Candle. The other, though his music was widely disliked, would slash his targets so swiftly they never even noticed that they'd been cut. He is a master of the swift slash, the captain of the battle raiders, Humming Brooke. And we got a good look here at Queen Candle. Brooke in his younger days. At this time, the kingdom was at peace. Chapter 1183 end. Guys, we are in the Brooke flashback. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it, man. Oh my god, we made it to the Brooke flashback. We are 77 years in the past, something like that. Oh my god, I had no idea. Again, shout out to everybody for not even giving me an inkling of a clue that this is what it was. Oh my lordy. Easily 10 out of 10. Easily 10 out of 10. I don't even have to think about it. This is a top 5 favorite chapter ever for me, easily. I will say it right now, easily. I'm like on the verge of tears. I had no idea this is what I was getting online for today, guys. I had no idea. And it's not even like Oda skimmed over it. Like, we are getting so much detail. Like, we saw Brooke without the glasses. Him going through the town singing. Him part of the battle raiders. Him balling out in this chapter to stop the people coming in. 10. This is the definition of a 10 out of 10 on the Dak Sake scale, at least. And it was just so well, like, I don't know if choreographed is the word, but the way like the panels were organized and everything, you know what I mean? Like the way it all kind of fell into place, like it's just a phenomenal chapter. Man, I have like no notes. This was perfect. And you know, it's crazy because we did start off with like Emu versus Loki and then the Rain God stealing the kids, but I quickly forgot about that once we got into the Brook flashback. No way, guys. No way. Yeah, and I saw a lot of people in the chat talking right now and earlier how like funny it was. I love that too because that's like Brook's thing, right? Like he is like a comedic character. And so to show that stuck through into the past when he was young, like, because it makes sense, like he's probably always been this way because he's Brook, right? It's not like he completely changed his personality once he got lost and stuff, although I would imagine it probably affected him in some ways, but like he's always been this kind of guy. So for us to go back here and see, you know, he's like, oh, I don't want a bride with a runny nose and all this stuff. And then this panel where Brook's like, I already sliced them all down. All the Brook fans are eating this week. We're eating good. We're at the buffet. Not even Golden Corral. We're at like the Wagyu Golden Corral. You know what I mean? Oh, bro, this is crazy. Like I said, I'm doing a video on this. I don't care about the strikes. I don't give a damn. I'm doing a video on this. I'll figure it out. I have to talk about this more. So expect that in a couple days for sure. For sure, that's coming in a couple days. Holy smokes! I'm beside myself. I'm at a loss for words. This is like one of those moments where I'm just. I don't like we all love One Piece for a lot of different reasons, but you know, some things stand out to a lot of us, you know, more than maybe it does for other people. But like this is one of those moments where like I don't know, like I feel like my dreams just came true. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even have anything to say. This is, and the thing is, we're not done with the flashback. The whole next chapter is probably going to be more Brook flashback, right? So we're eating. There's nothing else to say. We're eating. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. Debus, Brazilian barbecue, all you can eat, Wagyu picanha. Minimum. Like yes. There's also an open bar, and you got all the top shelf there. Obviously, you have Bink Sake is one of the things at the open bar, but you got all of the options. We're all eating this week, man. This is crazy. And yeah, no break. Eli, you're right. No break. So 7 days from now, maybe 6 if we're lucky, we're going to be right back here getting more Brook hype. And by the way, does just as a quick little theory thing, maybe somebody has already brought this up in the super chats. I will be getting to those shortly, by the way. But does Queen Candle look like somebody? Like, does anybody have any quick theories on Queen Candle? Because I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like I should be drawing a connection somewhere. Cavendish, you might be right. You guys might be right, Cavendish. Because Cavendish is all like very similar attire, swordsman, and like, you know, super popular, like everybody thinks he's hot and whatever. So it's a very clear parallel to Cavendish. You're right. I didn't really think about that. And yeah, an Ona's god. You also brought up Shamrock. Yeah, you could say like a lot of the Holy Knights, maybe Shamrock, maybe more than the others, but the Holy Knights in general. And so that's another thing that's worth pointing out is like the outfits here in Esperia, like this almost feels like the Gods Knights in a way, right? Like they dress really nice and they're like they listen, like they have an opera house. They listen to like this kind of classical music stuff. It's almost like they're like pseudo celestial dragons, and I don't mean that in terms of like they're horrible people, but they do seem to be like fancier people, you know, like richer, higher end, however you want to put it. And so I think that might be where Oda's going with this in general, is like, of course, Brook is going to help us, you know, unveil the story of the Gods Knights, because he's from a place where people were kind of like Gods Knights, right? Like his the Battle Raiders or whatever, they probably are just like a variation of the Gods Knights, like a kingdom's version of them, right? So they obviously aren't going to have like special powers and stuff like the real Gods Knights do. But I do think that's where Oda's going with it. Like, you know, all these people are almost the Gods Knights of Asperia, so to speak. Man. And I mean, I see why Brooke is after Queen Candle. You know what I mean? I see it. I see what Brooke's going for. Damn. Great. Just phenomenal. Oda. Hats off to Oda this week. Hats off. This is top tier. Top tier. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I haven't ascended like that in a long time. This was crazy. This was crazy. All right, and I know there are a ton of super chats to get through, so we are going to start getting through them right now. Also, I saw Plume Black Cat. Did you just show up? I just saw you said OMG Dak with the emoji. Did you just show up? Because oh no, you were here earlier. Never mind. I thought you just pulled up. I thought that's what you were saying. But yeah, it's a great chapter. Great chapter. Can't believe what I just read. All right, let's get into the super chats. Mr. Bushido, I already read this one earlier, but at the beginning you said it's happening. I've been waiting years for this, and I thought you meant the elephant at the beginning, but now I think you probably meant the Brook stuff. So yeah, we've all been waiting. I genuinely, it's not gonna hit me for like a couple more days. You know what I mean? That this all just happened. I am shocked right now. Mr. Bushido with the €5. Cover story: see an elephant in the sea shooting water in the air, and Robin with an umbrella. Zaza and Zoe theory stocks, and no, that's not what I was talking about. I definitely thought that's what you were talking about. Yeah, you know, as we've talked about before, I'm not too big on pulling theory stuff from the cover pages, but if there was something to pull from this, I think it's definitely the fact that Nami is holding a map and pointing up. Which, like, if you really wanted to dig into it, you could say, like, oh, does Zunisha need to shoot us into the sky to go find the One Piece or something like that? Not saying that's the case, but that would be the theory I pull from this, because that would almost, because Zunisha could almost make, like, turn the water into a knock-up stream and send us to space or something, you know? So that might be kind of cool. Reese Lucas with the $2. Put Chopper in a room with Ragnar and Biblo Baggins. Oh, please, dude, please. Like, and I do think that'll happen eventually. I actually think there's a good chance that Biblo can just talk, to be honest with you. But if he can't, then yes, like Chopper needs to talk to these guys. That would be a really cool like just thing to see happen, like for Oda to have Chopper talk to them but then like translate for us, and so we're getting a flashback but it's all like in Chopper's voice, but he's speaking of like the Void Century. Like, I think that'd be cool, because, or maybe I don't know how they would like animate it, but, or how Oda would do it necessarily, but like, you know, it can't just be a bunch of squeaks. I don't know if they'll give Ragnar a voice actor for when Chopper's hearing him or whatever, but yeah, it has to happen. One of the two. If Chopper does not talk to Biblo Baggins or Ragnar by the time we leave Elbaf, that's a big missed opportunity. Which maybe Oda, maybe that's what he's going for, because he doesn't want everything revealed. But like, please. And by the way, something I just noticed as I was looking at this image of a panel here. I want to see if it's only in this panel or if it was more obvious elsewhere. Oh no, I think it's only that one. In the panel where actually I know I lost it again. Oh, in the panel where it's the same page as when Brooks like in the Nika pose in front of the sun. If you look down, it's like whenever he's walking past all the hedges, or at least one of them, or two of them, are shaped like music notes, and I thought that was a cool touch. I don't think I see that anywhere else. But yeah, the hedges are music note shaped, which is a cool little touch. I just noticed that. Oda was cooking with the design of this island, man. Asperia is like a top 5 island for me now, for sure. All right, next super chat. Mr. Bushido with the €2. I'm glad you brought this up. Dozon equal God of War. Yeah, that might be it. Let me go over here and see. Loki, Straw Hat Luffy, neither of ye could ever be Mu's soldiers. Mu will erase thee, just like Dozon. So, yeah, that's a good bet. So maybe Dozon was the last one with Loki's fruit. Dozon was the person who was teaming up with Ragnir. That makes sense. I think that's a good bet. I think that's a very good bet. Lol Sauce McGee with the 40-month member message. My guy, Lol Sauce, 40 months, bro. That's insane. That's insane. Thank you. And all he said was, "It's your boy. Like the stream." My guy, I appreciate you just for sliding in. Thank you. And yeah, if you guys haven't liked the stream, definitely do so. But yeah, thank you, Lol Sauce. Appreciate you. As always, this is a great chapter to celebrate with you guys. This was the. I'm still just scrolling through in shock, man. I can't believe this happened. Let's see. I started YouTube almost 4 years ago. So Lol Sauce, 40 months. I mean, it took me a few months to get monetized. So you've almost been here since the very beginning. And it's crazy that after 4 years of YouTube and obviously 30 years almost of the story existing, we're now here in the flashback. It's crazy, man. The payoff's crazy. Dustin Halo with the $2 super chat. Dozon maybe is Saito Dozon, Japanese history. I will have to look that up. I have no idea who that is. Saito Dozon. This is probably who he's named after, I would imagine. It was Japanese. I almost just combined the whole sentence into one word. Japanese samurai, lord, and daimyo during the Sengoku period. Also known as the Viper of Mino for his ruthless tactics. So he was a ruthless guy. And if that's in the first paragraph of Wikipedia, which Wikipedia is not perfect, but if it's in the first paragraph, he had to be known for it, I would assume. He was appointed governor. Then he entered monkhood. And he has a historical reputation as one of Japan's 3 great villains. I think that could make sense for the God of War, for somebody to be like ruthless and kind of viewed as a villain through his like that lines up really well. So you might be cooking. You might be cooking there, Dustin. You might be. I like that. Reese Lucas with the $5 super chat. I have been saying early on in this arc that Elbaf has parallels to Film Red. Gunko is the Uta of this arc. I completely agree with you 100%. 100,000. Like, there were probably some reasons to think of it even before the arc started, but as soon as they will definitely introduce that Brook and Gunko had a connection, that sort of sold it for sure. But also like the demonic part of it, right? Because you go back to like Tot Musica, literally like a demon that's summoned via music. And especially when Emu showed up with music, right? Like all of that became actualized like that. Like it's very obvious now, but yeah, like you're saying, even at the start, I think there were some reasons to think it, but Oda has continued to pile on the connections with Film Red. So it's like, it's a guarantee at this point that there's a connection between the two. And now it's not to say that, that like when I say connection, it's just, Oda introduced some of the plot lines in Film Red that are mattering now, right? Even with like Shanks being focused on and like the Fagarlands being introduced in that movie. And then obviously now we've met Shamrock and stuff. So a lot of parallels between it for sure. And Gunko being the Uta, that definitely seems to be the case. And it makes me think too, and I think I brought this up in a couple videos. I can't remember which ones, but in Film Red, we had to fight fight Top Musica in both dimensions, right? So to speak, in order to defeat it. And I wonder if that's sort of where we're going with Emu or the Gods Knights. Like, in order to save Gunko, do we need to go to the underworld or go to a different dimension where like her real personality is kept? Or like what is like, how are we going to save everybody? I don't really know. But I do think Film Red's a good basis for a lot of that. So no, you're cooking. You're definitely right for sure. There's a lot to take from Film Red in this arc for sure. Where are we at? Reese Lucas again. Thank you very much for the $10 this time. Lonely Mage. W's in the chat for Lonely Mage. Thank you, bro. I swear everything after Wano needs to not be lumped in with post-time skip. Egghead and Elbaf have been a new era of One Piece. I agree. I think... Well, I think they're calling it... Well, because I do think post-time skip, this would still count, but they do have, like, the sagas, right? They had, like, the Yonko saga, and now we're into the final saga. So they do have it broken up in that way. But I agree with you. This is almost like the third leg of the story, right? Like the first leg is the pre-time skip. The second leg, I guess you could say, is just the Yonko saga, but it's the post-time skip up until after Elbaf. But it does feel like once we took out Kaido, everything has really scaled up big time. So I agree. This should be its own sort of thing. In Final Saga, I guess that's just what we're gonna call it. But yeah, it does feel like there's three legs of the story now for sure. I would agree with that. Pre-time skip, Yonko saga, final saga, I guess is what we'd call it. But yeah, I'm with you. This is like a totally different thing. You know what I mean? And I'm loving it. I'm completely loving it. Also, going back to the music notes in the hedges, I did find another one whenever it's a few pages after the last one I brought up. A lot of their hedges are shaped that way, which I love it. I love it. Mr. Bushido with the 2 euros. King looks like Blackbeard a little. King Leuven, I think that's what I went with. He does. And that's why I was saying he looks like Bad Timeline Rocks, or if you merged Rocks and Blackbeard, it would almost look like this, right? And you know, I gotta say it. You know, Brook does have an afro, and Blackbeard had an afro. Well, he probably still does have an afro, but he grew it out and wears hats and stuff, so it's way different. And he also, like, I don't know. He looks a lot different now. But when he was a baby, he had an afro. And I don't know if that's something we should maybe read into here as well. Like, the fact that his dad kind of looks like Blackbeard, kind of looks like Bad Timeline Rocks, however you want to put it, right? And then Brook, the other most important guy here on this island, he has an afro, and so Rocks' kid had an afro. I don't know if that's something we should read into, but had to bring it up. Because, yeah, this guy does... I don't know. I do think his design, like, there's a lot we're supposed to take from it. Like, I don't know what it is, but... like, the fact he kind of looks like a hobo is, like... but he's the king, you know? So is he like a slumlord? Like, what is his story exactly? I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like this guy's gonna be really important though. And like he is kind of a bad guy, but I feel like he's not like really, really bad. You know what I mean? Like, because like even, I mean, you know, Shuri is pumped to see him, so he's probably a decent dad, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm really excited to see where we go with Candle and Leuven. These are some awesome new characters. Bushido again for 2 euros. Usopp arc is 10 out of 10. It's just not for him. Yeah, man. I mean, Brook has really, really stolen the show, man. It's great. Everyone but Usopp has looked amazing this arc. Now, Usopp did stand up to Emu, which is a highlight for him, right? But I feel like everyone but Usopp has had some cool moments. You know what I mean? So, which I like, because I think Oda's plan is to bring Usopp, like, at a moment we least expect, to have Usopp save the day, right? Like, I think he is gonna have a good arc, but it has been Brook's arc for sure. Like you know the meme, I don't know what like the format's called, but you know the meme where like it's the one, you usually have a guy on the left who's putting his hand on the shoulder of a guy on the right, and like you're looking at it from like behind the guy on the right's head, and like the meme is supposed to be like, I got some bad news for you, or something, you know, what I mean, sort of thing. Well, I think there might already be one, but we need one with Brook and Usopp. Or honestly, it needs to be Brook, but also, and I think there is one already with this, if I remember correctly. But there needs to be one with Brook, but also like I don't know. I was gonna say Loki, but I mean I don't know if that really counts. But we need to have everybody else putting their hand on Usopp's shoulder and being like, "I'm sorry, boss. You know, that's it." It ain't for you. It ain't for you. John Stoops with the $5. He's missing his forehead scar as well as his glasses. The forehead scar is a good call out. I didn't even think about that. Are we about to see where he gets the scar? And is that why he starts wearing the glasses too? I'm so hyped for this. It's good to be back in a Straw Hat flashback. He's now the third to have two. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. Yeah, because like we still need another one for Nami. So she's going to have another one. Is every Straw Hat going to have two? Is that kind of Oda's plan? I didn't really think... That might be a cool video to think about. Just like the Straw Hat backstory, like the Straw Hat backstories we haven't seen yet or something like that. Because... yeah, maybe... because like even for Luffy, right? He should have another one coming eventually because like with his mom. I mean, maybe Oda just doesn't do that. I would imagine we're going to see Luffy's mom and stuff. But I guess there's a chance that he just doesn't bother. But, like, that should technically be another Luffy flashback where we see his mom and what happened there and Dragon and all that, right? So that's sort of another one. Nami and Oikot for sure. I don't know what we would see with Zoro, per se. I'll have to think about that more, but, yeah. To your point, originally, it is really nice to be back in a Straw Hat flashback. We only have so many left, you know what I mean? And this is a big one, like, because like a lot of the Straw Hats, they might have multiple flashbacks, but Brook has like two distinctly different lives, like literally and figuratively, right? Where he died and came back, obviously, but like he was working for this kingdom, but then also became a pirate, and so those are like two totally different occupations, you know? So this one is going to be a big one. Nami's going to be a big one. I'll have to think about the others, really. I will. I wonder how many more we have left. But yeah, as far as the scar goes, I feel like in the next... because like it ends the chapter by saying, at this time the kingdom was at peace. And I think the logic here is like, we're going to see the non-peaceful part soon, where Gunko gets taken and they get attacked probably, and Brook probably gets his scar, right? That's probably going to be next chapter, so super hype. Super hype either way. Mr. Bushido with the €2. Candle equal wax user. Why not? That's a... and honestly, her hair kind of looks like the way it's rounded at the end. It kind of looks like wax. Now, I'm not saying her hair is made of wax, but like whenever Mr. 3 sends out his wax, it does kind of look like that a little bit, like before it forms into the shape he's aiming for. And obviously her name is Candle, so that would make sense. So honestly, you might be cooking, Bushido. You might be cooking with that one. You might actually be cooking. That's a really good one. That's a good thought. Guardian Tree with the $5. We just found out why Gunko wears a mask, to hide her runny... No, I didn't even connect that, but you are so right. She wears it to hide the runny nose because she doesn't want to, like, get made fun of by Brook or whatever. You're so right. You are so right, Guardian Tree. This chapter just keeps getting better, somehow. Also, 10 out of 10 chapter, completely agree. Brook shooting up to my second favorite Straw Hat. That's what I love to see. I wonder if we're going to see on the One Piece popularity poll, if like, because you know how they do like the periodic ones, like for every couple weeks. I wonder if they'll be able to show like if Brook is going to make it in the top 5 for the next few weeks after this, you know, because a lot of people got to be hyped about this. Who is your favorite Straw Hat? I'm curious. If Brook is now number 2, if he's climbed up to number 2, who is number 1? I mean, you know, I would love if Brook got to number 1, but no, number 2 is pretty solid because he's typically like number 9 for like the popularity poll. So number 2, I'll take that. I will take that for sure. Cloud Lizard with the $2 super chat. Us Brook fans eating good for a few weeks. TGIF, bro. We are eating like kings, and I don't just mean any king. I don't mean King Leuven. I don't mean like King Cobra. I'm talking like the celestial, not celestial dragons right now, but the celestial dragons pre-revolutionaries destroying the food storages. That's how we're eating. The food that was taken from the celestial dragons, I think it was just destroyed, but that was removed from their grasp, it was given to us this chapter. It just got delivered. It took a little while, but man, it was worth it. It was so worth it. We're eating good. Kuya Pixels, member for 32 months. My goat. Appreciate you. 10 out of 10 chapter. Hype chapter. Brooke is him. Fire emoji times 3. Yeah, man. Even if Brooke's not your number one, if you just liked Brooke a little bit, you still had to ascend this entire chapter. This is just, I don't know. I don't want to be a broken record, but man, I can't believe how amazing this was. I'm like so pumped to do a video on this now. Like normally, like I'm like moderately pumped to do videos because like I'm pumped to like share a theory. Obviously, there's a lot of work, which is why it's only moderately. But this, I don't care how much work it takes. I don't care how late I have to stay up to get it done. We're talking about this, and I'm going to talk about it next week because we're going to get more. So yeah, man, we're eating. Basil, Vlad, Ivanovici, member for 21 months, just said Brooke be like, hold on, I'm not good with my lyrics. Ome wa, hold on, I know this is from a song. Hold on, let me look this up. This is from one of the openings or something, isn't it? I can't remember exactly. Or what does this mean? You tell me in the chat, because I don't think the translation I just got is very good. Also in the chat, some of you guys were just scarfing it down. That's funny. What is this? Hold on. Now, let me refresh over here too. What does that mean? I've seen people say it, so I know that's something I should know, but I am just behind on the times. Ome wa mo shindaru. Also, all right, hold on. Chat froze for me. Right when I need to look at chat and get an answer, it froze. Give me 2 seconds to pull up another tab. This may also be because of the rain, so hopefully you guys can still see me. Hopefully there's no issues there, but oh, Ralph just knocked something over. What are we doing, buddy? All right, it's taking me a good second here to get a tab open on YouTube. There we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Trying to get this back working. None of the tabs want to work, but now we're good. Now I'm back. Also, I just saw we're at 99 likes, so if somebody would love to have the honor of being the 100th, you could do that right now. Right now. You guys said, oh, it means you're already dead. Ah, got that. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's from Fist of the North Star. Got it. Yeah, whenever I looked it up, the translation, it basically said you're already dead, but it was like a way longer sentence of saying that, and I was like, there's no way that's what you... Like, maybe that was the meaning of what you meant, but there's no way that was exactly what you were referring to. But Vasil, Vlad, thank you. Thank you very much for the 21-month member message. That's crazy. But Brooke really do be like that. Yeah, and you say, or Sarthak? Hopefully I'm saying that name right. You said it's from Fist of the North Star. Its audio is a famous meme. Yeah, I've heard that. I know I've heard that sound, like somebody say it. You know what I mean? I knew it was an audio thing. I just had no idea what it was from. I thought it was from like an opening, or maybe that is what it's from, opening of that. But I knew it was from like a song or like somebody said it. You know what I mean? I remember that. But either way, thank you. I got to get caught up on my like anime knowledge. So thank you guys. I appreciate you for bearing with me. Cloud Lizard, member for 16 months. Brooke TCG deck in celebration. You might be right. My LGS does have the Brooke leader card from OP 15. It is 15, right? 14, whichever one it is. The last couple sets. Maybe I have to go buy that and build a Brooke deck. Well, I'm gonna wait until OP 17 because I have a feeling, because OP 17 is an LBAF set, and I have a feeling that Gunko will be in that set, and I think there's a chance that they'll have Gunko work with the Brook deck. Now, that might be a reach. Maybe they won't do that yet to imply the connection. But if they do allow that, then regardless of how good it is, I will do it then. I need Gunko and Laboon, obviously, but they already have Laboon cards that go with Brook. I gotta wait for that for sure. That'll be the time. That'll be the time. Although I do think that, like, in that set, they're probably gonna have all the Gods Knights work together, but they might have Gunko be like a dual thing where she can work with either the Brook deck or the Gods Knights, maybe. I don't know, but we'll wait to see. We'll wait to see. Kush Daddy, my goat, member for 28 months. Do you think Brook's head scar is related to Gunko? Yep. So you probably sent that before I read the earlier one, but yeah, we don't have it here yet, so it has to happen. It probably in this flashback. I would be shocked if at this point Oda didn't show us. So I'm thinking next chapter, or maybe the chapter after, if we're lucky enough to get an extended Brook flashback. He's probably gonna like save her from somebody and get the scar there. But then maybe he will get it fighting her, because maybe she gets controlled and that's where this goes. Because actually, now that I think about it a little bit more, like she's like training, right? Like she has a sword and stuff, and like she has the whole outfit even as a 7-year-old. So like she wants to be a fighter. So I wonder if the logic is like we're going to advance a little bit in the future, because this is 70 years ago. And so Brook has 18 more years until he gets lost in the Florian Triangle. So I bet you we're going to see Gunko as like a 17-year-old. It's probably going to be like 10 years in the future or so, and maybe she'll be pretty strong. But then she'll get controlled. She'll fight Brook, and maybe that's where he gets the scar from. Something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be nice. Or again, maybe he's defending her, and they, and that's how it happens. But definitely think it's going to happen here in the next couple chapters with whatever happens with Gunko for sure. John Stoops with the $2. How many chapters are you giving this flashback? I think if I was a betting man, I would say that we're going to get one more full chapter of it, and then we will end it partway through the following chapter. Because with the way this is set up, where it says at this time the kingdom was at peace, that tells me that we have a whole other leg to this, where like, this is Oda just introducing us to who Brook was in the past when everything was all good. Now we're going to need the story of how things didn't become all good and what happened to Gunko. So actually, I might say 2 full more chapters, because now that I think about it, like, I don't know, because like we're going to need a little bit of Candle hype here now that we met her. So like I think there's going to be a little bit of talk about her and the king and their role in this. But then we also got to have the part of it where Gunko presumably gets controlled and kills the king or whatever, right? And that might take a while, like the whole that whole storyline, and then how she also like prepares to go to Marijwa and all that. So maybe 2 more chapters, but I wouldn't say more than 2. 1.5 to 2.5 is what I'm saying. And if I'm wrong and it's more, then no problem. But hopefully it's at least 1.5 to 2.5. I would say somewhere around there. Let's see who is next. Mr. Bushido with the €2 super chat. Oda draws a woman with clothes on. Yeah. Yes. I mean, it doesn't. And actually, well, these are, now that I'm looking at her outfit again, Candles, those are like short shorts, right? Or like, I mean, they're not like super short. I guess at first I thought they were just like pants, but no, those are probably shorts. So, yeah, but yeah, you're right. It, finally happened. Also, something else that I just noticed. Give me 1 second to look something up. Hold on. To make more sense. So real quick, maybe I'm going to scroll through real quick. Okay, never mind. It's literally Rapo. Dude, Rapo, you and I swear we have to be mind roping right now. I cannot believe that as I was bringing this up, I literally went to go scroll over and see if anybody brought up what I was about to say. And I got to the bottom, and you have the next super chat, and you brought up exactly what I was about to say. I was gonna say that because the thing that actually made me notice this was the zebras, and then I looked over and realized that the guys who raided Brooks Island, they all have like striped outfits on, and it made me think of Beige, which I should have thought of immediately. Like whenever they said Don whatever, I immediately thought to all the other Dons we've seen throughout the story. But then there's also Don Marlin, right? That from Rox's crew. I don't know how I didn't make this connection. This is obviously the same crime family that Beige is from, right? Rapo, your super chat said, is Don Moron, however you say that, the father of Capone gang Beige? Maybe. It could be Don Moron. It could also, I mean, I feel like there's a number of people it could be, because this is like a big crime family sort of thing. But this is obviously the same thing, because remember, Beige is from the West Blue, right? So this is in the West Blue as well. So this is definitely Beige's like family, or well, like, you know, like mafia family. And that I mean, that's interesting. I wonder though, because Brooke cooked these guys. Brooke absolutely cooked these guys. So I don't know if there's going to be a little story there with Beige, because Beige and Brooke already interacted a little bit in Whole Cake, and like they didn't really say anything. Not that they would have really known, but I wonder if that'll come to fruition at some point, right? That I don't really know how it would. Although, well, now that I think about it, Beige is married to Chiffon, and his lackey is married to Lolo, who was supposed to marry Loki. So they might just pull up, man. They might just pull up in Elbaf. I'm serious. That would be crazy. But they might just come here, or Oda will find a way, and maybe that's how we'll merge all these plot lines. Like Beige and Brooke will realize that they have a story. Maybe Beige is like, oh, the mafia family hates you. Like you're public enemy number one for the Dons. You know what I mean? Oh man, I'd love that. I would. Oda, man, you're cooking so hard with all of this. I can't believe it. As for your specific question though, Rapo, like, is Don Moron, if that's how you say his name, is he the father of Beige? I mean, it could be him. It could be Don Marlin, right, from the Rocks Pirates. There's a lot of people I think it could be. Beige, I could also see Beige like not being born into the family, but like he had to earn a spot in the family, like he got adopted into it, because maybe he was just an orphan and one of the mafia dons adopted him, sort of thing. I could see that too. But yeah, wow. And like I said, the thing that even made me think of it was the zebras, because like they're striped, everyone else is wearing stripes. So of course Oda gives this group zebras, which is just typical Oda thing. Yeah, man. Wow. Crazy. And Bushido, you said, so we know why Gunko wears a mask. Yep. I think you probably said that before, or yeah, you probably said that before I brought up what the other person said about it. But yeah, definitely to hide the runny nose, which that is not what I would have thought it was, but that is so it. It's just one of those just peak little things Oda does, you know? Growth Stonks, member for 29 months, brother. Appreciate you. Elbaf, greater than Wano. Elbaf, best post-time skip arc. You know I agree with you. I don't like to give out my arc rankings until, you know, the arc is over, and you got to give me like some time to let it sit, but I cannot foresee Elbaf not being my favorite post-time skip arc. Well, see, Whole Cake is my number one, so, but a lot of the reasons I like Whole Cake are now also coming to the forefront, where like Brooke is getting focus, obviously. Even like the soul power stuff, like Emu is similar to Big Mom. Elbaf is closely tied to Big Mom. All the reasons I like Whole Cake could easily be translated over here. So it's going to be my favorite arc by the time this is over. So I agree with you. Mr. Bushido with the €2. Remember, Gunko kills her father. Why Brooke hates her? Exactly. So that's got to happen next chapter, maybe the chapter after. Like I said, I think we got 2 chapters tops more of this flashback. I would glad to be wrong, but I think that's the absolute tops. So we're going to see that very soon, and I can't wait to see it. It'd be cool if Gunko's the one who scarred Brooke. I think that would be a really cool twist. I don't know if that'll be it, but yeah, I can't wait. I just cannot wait. Alexander Ivanov with the 250 euro super chat. Didn't I tell you will lose your damn mind, man? You were 100% right. That was a good call. That was a good call. I ascended several times to the heaven realm. I told you. Now I'm so happy for you that you were here to experience this. Cheers, man. Alexander, bro, seriously, thank you. It does mean a lot, seriously, that like as soon as I get in here, everyone's like, Dak, you're gonna love this. Like you guys know my agendas well enough that you know what chapters are gonna make me go crazy. So I mean, I love all the hype chapters, but this is special. So yeah. I appreciate you guys. This was a cool moment. This is one of my favorite streams ever for sure. This was awesome. This was awesome. Thank you. Deebus, the member for 17 months. And by the way, Deebus, I can't wait to show off your One Piece cards you sent me, by the way. Which hopefully that'll be soon. Yeah, because actually the next set drops in a few weeks. So definitely everyone will get to see those very, very shortly. But member for 17 months. Brooke steals the show from Emu. Wild turn of events. Yeah, man. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that we can have Emu in the flesh fighting Loki, bringing up people from the past that we don't even know who they are. Excuse me. I was about to sneeze, but I think I'm good. Bringing up people from the past where we don't know who they are. They're clashing with crazy attacks. We got one of the four gods stealing children from Elbaf. But then Brooke just, we all shifted our focus so quick. And you know what? It's like, it's surprising, but it's also not surprising, right? Because like we all love the Straw Hats so much to finally see a little bit of lore behind one of them. Like, I don't know, man. We're just eating as One Piece fans. I'm serious. Like this is unprecedented, I think, from like the levels of cooking that is going on currently. Like Emu in the flesh talking about gods from pre-Void Century time, then Brooke flashback and how this is going to tie into the Gods Nights. Like, I don't know, man. This is some top tier stuff. Genuinely top tier. Vasil Vlad Ivanovici with the £5 super chat. How much do you want to bet that Brooke and Gunko's story is going to parallel Joy Boy and Lily's? I could definitely see that. I'm getting Skypiea-like mini version of the Ancient Kingdom vibes. I think there's definitely stuff we could pull, for sure. And even like right now, like how, Shuri is just like a 7-year-old princess or whatever. Like you go back to even Vivi to parallel Lily a little bit. Remember, we saw her at the Reverie when she was just a little kid. And she even had a big role there when she like got like slapped by Wapple, but refused to like bring it up. She just said she fell or what. I can't remember exactly, but she didn't want to start a war between the countries, right? So we got like some cool hype with Vivi as a child at the Reverie, and now here we have Shuri as another princess child, and she eventually goes to Marie-Joie as well, right? So I think there's definitely some parallels we can take from like these child princesses that Oda's shown us throughout the story. Not that it's going to be like a complete one-to-one parallel, of course, but definitely there's stuff to draw here for sure over to Lily, I would imagine. Like I bet that whenever we get to the story of Lily from the Void Century, we're probably going to start, maybe like the first time we're introduced, we see her as an adult, but I think the origin of the Lily epidemic, I don't know what really to call it, but this whole situation, that's probably going to like all be born from when she was a kid as well. Like something kicked off when she was young and it impacted her to make the decisions that she made later to like save the world or whatever, right? So definitely stuff to draw between the situations, I think, for sure. Rapo with the £2 super chat. Are we not going to talk about Princess Shuri's Gear 5 laugh stance? I didn't even make this connection. Let me go. Oh my God, you're right. Where she like slips off the balcony. It says slip right here, and she's like floating in the air. Dude, I did not make that connection, but you're right. That is literally the Gear 5 like laugh while she's like, or while he's like kind of floating or whatever. Right after he goes into Gear 5th, he does it the first time against Kaido, and I think he's done it a few other times. But yeah, you're right. I did not make that connection. You're right, Repo. That's a good catch. That's a good catch. That is a very good catch. RL Pulsar for $5. Was not expecting this when I woke up this morning. Brooks flashback is finally here. 11 out of 10. Elbaf is goated. Can it be next week already? I wish. I feel like every week, you know, like we want the next chapter. You know, we want to see what happens next. But this is like maybe the most I've ever wanted the next chapter. Maybe since like Gear 5 happened and stuff like that. That whole situation's different. But I don't know that I've wanted the next chapter as bad as right now. This has to be up there for me with the height of, you know, new chapters. It has to be. And I wish I when I woke up, like you're saying, when I woke up, Pulsar, I knew it was going to be a good chapter because Emu was here. I didn't know it was going to be this. Even when I got on the computer earlier and you guys were all like, "Oh, Dak, I'm pumped to see what you got to say about this. You're going to love it." I'm like, "Wait, why me? Like what's happening?" I had no idea, man. I had no idea. So peak. Reese Lucas, the Lonely Mage with $5 more. Appreciate you, my guy. What if Queen Candle had Brooks fruit and she had already revived once before? That is a cool idea. That is a very cool idea. Now, I think the problem with that, at least to my understanding of Brooks fruit, is like it doesn't repopulate until you die the second time. So for Brook to have it, Candle would have had to die, come back, and then die again. But that could be possible. Like that, maybe that's just how Brook knows how the fruit works so well. I mean, it could also be that he ate it and like, you know, there's some innate knowledge of the specifics. But that would be cool. What if she's already dead, even right here where we see her? Right? It's like she's already died once. She does walk out and say, "It's so lively," which obviously she's talking about everyone being excited, but it does. Now that you bring it up, I read that a little bit differently, you know. It's like she would know, you know, liveliness better than anybody, I guess, you know, because she has come back from being dead to be alive again. That would be cool. I feel like that's probably not what's going to happen, just because, like I said, like her dying twice, it's kind of a big obstacle. I mean, if she's already died once, it works a lot easier, because like her dying twice in quick succession during the flashback, it just seems unlikely. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels unlikely. But if she's already been dead once, then maybe. And that could be part of why Brooke has the hots for her. Obviously, she's just like attractive, but if she did already die once and Brooke, you know, is the Soul King and stuff, that would be a cool little extra layer to it, that he like loves, you know, an undead woman, so to speak. So I actually would really like that. I don't know how likely it is, but I like that. I feel like the wax fruit, if I had to pick one, is more likely. But I like yours maybe more, because there could be a lot to take from it, you know. And I also want to throw out an idea real quick that occurred to me. And I brought this up in a video a long time ago, and I'll probably bring it up in the next video as well, but I feel like there's a good chance that Asperia got like cleansed like God Valley did, you know, one of the native cleansings. Because even like if you look at like the architecture of the island, like it's not like the exact same or anything as God Valley, but like God Valley, it seemed like they were like fancier, like kind of richer, right? Like at least that's the vibe. Like it looked like a Western town, but like I don't know. I guess I have to go back, because remember how they had the pillars, like the nice pillars with all the fruits on them, and like that area, like that. If that was already part of the island, that's like a fancier sort of monument thing. Now maybe the Celestial Dragons brought those pillars in and all that to like set it up. I'm not really sure, but it made me feel like they were, you know, not the like poorest place. And even here in Brooks Island, like whenever you're looking through the town, like not every building is super fancy. So anyway, it made me think maybe they do get cleansed, and I feel like, you know, this island being as prosperous, or it seems prosperous as it is, it could have been a target. And going back to Brook's fruit, maybe Brook got his fruit from their cleansing, kind of like Kaido got his from God Valley and stuff, right? Maybe. Because it even says now, like, the kingdom's at peace, and so maybe they aren't at peace later because they get cleansed. I think that would make sense. And this was 70 years ago. Let me do some math. So this was 70 years ago. 38 years ago was God Valley. So increments of every 3 years would take us to, so it could have been 53, 56, 59, 62, 65, or 68 years ago. So there are plenty of cleansings in between now and Brook getting lost in the Florian Triangle. So it could work. It could work. Let's see, that was Reese Lucas. The Seaman 2 with the $5 super chat. About to read the chapter myself and come back. Let's go, Knicks, baby. I love you, Dak. I'm sorry for Harden. Yeah, I mean, honestly, as far as hope you enjoy the chapter, first off. As far as the Cavs go, honestly, I think for the last 2 games, it's more that the Cavs are just really tired. Like, you can see it. Like, that's why, at least I feel like a big reason why we missed, like, every 3-pointer we shot, it felt like. And why we keep falling apart late in the game. We've played every other day for a month, almost. I think it's like 3.5 weeks now. We played every other day for almost a month, and the Knicks had 9 days off, and I feel like that is literally the difference. So I'm actually pumped to have James Harden on the team. So, you know, I know people are making fun of him for getting roasted, but like, I don't think a lot of people can't guard him one-on-one, and we set up the defense for the first 3 quarters to not let him get one-on-one with Brunson, but then Kenny just forgot to coach. So but I'm not even mad. Like I said, our team's just so tired. I'm happy with whatever happens, to be honest. And the teams from the West are probably going to win the title anyway, so it is what it is. It is what it is. But I appreciate you either way, C-Man. Annie Hime with the $10 super chat. I love how the outfits in Asperia are very much inspired by European Renaissance military clothes. You're right. That's a good way to describe it. Like, that's definitely what it is. That is definitely what it is. I love it too. Clothes that were common in Hungary, which is fitting because Brook is Hungarian, according to an SBS by Oda. I thought he was, wasn't it? Hold on, let me look it up. Maybe it was Hungarian. No, not that one. It's Austria, right? But they're like right next to each other. Well, like, yeah, they're right next to each other, right? And like, I think in history they have been the same. Yeah, the Austria-Hungary Empire. So they used to be the same thing. So they're basically the same. I could probably think of them as the same. That's a good catch. That's a good catch. I didn't really think about it that deeply, but you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. Oda's really digging deep in his bag for this kind of stuff. Wow, I like that a lot. It would make sense that the island is modeled after that, right? That it's like his real life counterpart. That's cool. That is a cool catch. That is very cool. That's very cool. Let's see. Rapo with the £5. Just close your eyes and think about King Leuven as a silhouette. Now open and tell me he doesn't look more like the emu silhouette rather than Emu himself. You mean the... Oh, let me go back up. You mean the emu silhouette, like the actual silhouette, or the actual like emu body? You know what I mean? Like the one where you can't see the hair and stuff? Because that one I don't see. But the current one? Let me go look. Hold on. I mean, he looks like He looks like the rock silhouette, I think. He looks just like the rock silhouette. Yeah, that is so crazy. I'm trying to, because I saw some other people earlier bringing up that he kind of looks like Emu too. I'm not. I mean, I'm not really. I guess the. Oh, you're talking about the crown. I guess the crown. Yeah. The crown part. Yeah. The crown definitely looks like the Emu silhouette crown. That's true. That's true. It honestly looks like if you merged the rock silhouette and the Emu silhouette into one being. That is literally what this looks like. Plus bad timeline for either of them. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know if Oda's trying to send a message by having him look like that, or if this is just the design he went for. I could go either way. Like this could be a nothing burger, or the fact he looks like the rock silhouette with the emu crown could be something. I don't know. It is crazy. Plumed, you said Leuven might be Rox's dad. It would be sort of fitting, in a way, if there was like a connection, like the whole family, like even like Blackbeard's grandpa basically ties to someone important too, because like Brook's old enough. Like this is pre-Rox's era, right? Was Rox alive yet? Let's see. He went and attacked Marijois and stuff. I think it was like 50-something years ago, 56 years ago, right? So it was 14 years after this that he went. So Rox is probably alive at this point, but not like an adult. At least that's my guess. Because I would assume he had to be at least 18 or something, which is just crazy to imagine an 18-year-old like just barging into Marijois and killing an admiral. But he had to be like at least an adult there 56 years ago. So yeah, I think he's probably alive. And he's also from God Valley, but God Valley is also in the West Blue, and this is in the West Blue. I wonder, and like I was saying earlier, baby Blackbeard had an afro. Brook has an afro here, and might not mean anything, but that is like a little bit of a connection, I feel like, in terms of like the Rox family seems to have that kind of, or the Davy family, I should say, might have Afro DNA in them. And I don't know if that maybe has a role here too. Like maybe the Davy clan spread beyond just God Valley, maybe. Oh, Obsidian brother in the chat. You're kind of cooking. This finally makes sense why Kuzan's so willing to help Teach. He might be related to Brook, and Teach might be related to the king. I actually love that. I'm big on Kuzan and Brook being related somehow. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's just too many similarities between them where I feel like they have to be. And so maybe that is it. Maybe there is an interconnectedness here with Brook and this guy in Blackbeard and Kuzan, like, because Kuzan also has an afro, right? He wears he has the sleeping mask, but he wears other stuff too that messes with it. He also has like the skull cap thing, but he does have one because we saw him when he was a kid. Yeah, man. I really wonder what that story is. I really wonder. Onaj God, you said look up the original concept art for Blackbeard. Let me look that up. And I will get back to the super chats in just a second. I did not forget. I'm going to see this. Well, actually, I'm seeing several different versions now. I'm actually seeing like 3 separate iterations. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for here. I mean, honestly, I don't know if you just wanted me to look at it because he kind of looks like Leuven, but he does. And actually, even the butt chin is apparent in one of the arts. Oh, and I just looked over. You said the chin. Yep. Okay, so that's what you wanted me to see. Okay, hold on. Let me pull this over and show everybody else because I do think this is interesting. I don't know if this is going to drag over cleanly or not. Of course not. Let me do a different thing. Right here. There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna block me. Well, yeah, I'm kind of blocked here. There we go. Now you can see me. So you see this guy in the middle at the top? He's got the same chin as Leuven. He's got the same dang chin. And like, just generally, they kind of look the same, right? Like, just very similar vibes. I think we all kind of pick up on that. That's interesting. That's interesting. I really wonder what the connection is that Oda wants us to think about. That is kind of crazy. The butt chin, man. It's like Clef the Boy Chin Wonder, or the Crimson Chin. You know what I'm talking? Not the Crimson Chin. It's definitely the other one, but that's interesting. Rapo, you said there's a deep family tree and we aren't scratching the surface yet. The Davy family spread further than we know of for sure. That's a good catch. That's a really good catch. Debus with the Canadian 279. Let's get back to the super chats here, just so I can kind of get caught up. We're almost there. Young Brook definitely giving me strong Davy vibes there. Well, that's crazy. You sent that an hour ago, and it was perfect timing. Yeah, man. It's got to be. And if Kuzan is also related to the Davies, going back to I can't remember who said it now, but whoever brought that up in the chat, maybe Obsidian Brother, maybe? Yeah. Like, if Kuzan's related to Davy, and so is Brook, that's why they look like one another, and that might be why Kuzan is following Blackbeard, as he knows that Blackbeard is carrying Davy's will, and Kuzan's also interested in Davy's will, because that's his family as well. And so him and Teach might be like cousins, essentially. And Brook might also be cousins with them. And I say cousins loosely. I don't know really what it is, but just maybe second cousin twice removed or something. I don't know. But yeah, man. There's something there. There's something to it. Mr. Bushido, for two euros. I said this earlier, but you said it before I said it, so still we're mind roping. Rox is from God Valley, also in the West Blue like King. Davy Jones had to be from the West Blue. That is, I think, that was probably already really likely because of God Valley and stuff, but it's feeling guaranteed at this point, right? And you know what that's making me think? Now we're really stretching it, but it came to mind. We have 4 blues in One Piece. We have 4 gods that we're slowly learning about right now. Is it possible that each of the gods are associated with each of the blues in some way? And maybe Davy Jones was one of the gods, maybe the Earth God, and he was in charge of the West Blue. And maybe that's why so many people in the West Blue are tied to Davy Jones, because he was like the leader of this area, because he was just the god associated with this. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe the 4 blues and 4 gods aren't going to mix like that, but I don't know. I feel pretty strong that the Earth God could have been Davy Jones, or at least that Blackbeard will be the next one, because he does have the Earthquake fruit. And maybe that'll end up not being right, but I feel pretty good about it. And so maybe that is it, that the gods are associated with each blue. That would be kind of cool. I would kind of like that. Yeah, man, I don't know. There's something going on with Davy and the West Blue, that's for sure. That is for sure. Reese Lucas with the $5 super chat. The King actually reminds me of my late grandfather on my father's side. I miss him. Well, dude, I'm sorry about RIP. I'm sorry about that. It's kind of cool, at least, that you got a little reminder, even if it's a little sad. It is kind of cool that you got a little reminder in the chapter. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool. And I mean, I guess that effectively, well, I was going to say that effectively could, based off what we're talking about, that could effectively make you the equivalent to, well, I guess you don't want to be Blackbeard, maybe Brooke. Because with all the Davy connections, we don't know, really where it goes, but, that might bode well if he, if this guy ends up being related to Brooke or the Davy family in some way, that could end up boding well for you. So either way, RIP. But like I said, I think it's cool to get a reminder here or there, in a positive way, because it does seem that this king is like he looks like the way he's dressed is like he's not putting a lot of effort in. But I think he's actually a good dude, I think so. Like the way he protected it, Shuri and stuff. I think he's actually a good dude. So that bodes well too, And I mean, shoot, him being connected to Brooke is a W automatically. So yeah, either way, thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you. Anihime with the $10 super chat. My bad. In the previous message, I meant to say Brooke was Austrian, not Hungarian, according to Oda. My point still stands, though. Very Eastern European inspiration with the clothes from Asperia. Yeah, and you probably sent that, and you know what? It makes a lot of sense now, because I think when I read it, I saw somebody in the chat saying, like, read Anihime's message, and I thought I was already doing it, but they probably meant your future one. So my bad for not picking up on the cues there. But yeah, no, you're right. It is Austrian, but like, and I just learned a little bit of history myself. Apparently, Austria and Hungary they're right next to each other, which I already knew that, but they also were like part of the same empire in the past. So they're almost the same thing, right? At least in terms of the history that Oda's pulling from. So no, you're cooking, Anihime. Even if you got the country sort of wrong on the first one, you're still cooking. You're still cooking. Yeah, thank you very much. That is a good connection, though. Like, because Oda obviously draws from a lot of different inspirations, whether it's mythology and all that kind of stuff, but history is also one of them. Obviously, like the Gorosei are named after historical figures and stuff. So him taking clothing inspiration from the equivalent places and eras and stuff, that's why he's the GOAT. That is why. It's that little stuff. That he's such a good catch. Mr. Bushido with the €2. Brooke has the same eyelashes as Blackbeard and Rocks. You know what? That's not something we knew until this week, right? That's a good catch. That's a good catch. They are definitely related. I don't know how, but they are so related, man. They are 100%. I don't know what it is, but they have to be. They have to be. Vasil Vlad Ivanovici with the £5 super chat. Luffy's second flashback will be of him as a baby soon after or even at his birth with both Dragon and Tritoma. I just know it. I definitely agree that that's going to be his second flashback. As far as Tritoma, I am not on that agenda, personally. I feel like the fact that Tritoma got revealed in an SBS and it's not like a foolproof reasoning, but I feel like that does not bode well for her being Luffy's mom. You know what I mean? And there was also something else, I'm trying to think, that didn't line up. I mentioned it in a video, and I can't think of it very well. What was it exactly? It had something to do with the timing of her death, and I can't remember. I can't remember now. I had a good reason for why that's probably not the case. It's not for sure. It could be. But there was another reason. I can't remember what it was. See, this is the point where, like, I've done so many videos and talked about so many theories. Now I'm starting to forget what some of them were. I can't remember. I cannot remember. But you might be right. But I'm not on that agenda personally. But I definitely agree that Luffy's second flashback will be him as a baby, and like, it will be his flashback. He probably doesn't remember any of this, so we may need to get it like from Dragon. It might be from Luffy's perspective, but Dragon's probably the one who has to tell us this, because he might be the only one who actually knows, right? Because Luffy would be too young to remember, probably. Luffy's mom is probably dead. Dragon probably kept Luffy a secret for a really long time. So I'm imagining that Dragon has to be the one who actually shares this flashback. But I agree, that's how it's going to start. Luffy, like, it's going to be like, remember when in Kuma's flashback we saw his parents, like he was looking up at his parents whenever he was born? It's going to be the same thing, but Dragon and whoever Luffy's mom is, whether it's Tritoma or whoever. You know, I don't know if I know who it is yet, but I think it's probably going to be a Celestial Dragon, is my guess for Luffy's mom. I was expecting that to start at God Valley, like maybe Dragon met a Celestial Dragon there that wasn't a horrible person, but that did not happen, at least from what we know of yet. So yeah, I don't know how, because Dragon also like leaves the Marines afterwards, so now it's like, where is he gonna become friendly with a Celestial Dragon after this, right? I'm not really sure, but that's where my head's at. I think it'd be cool if Dragon was hell-bent on defeating the Celestial Dragons, but he also fell in love with one. You know, that's just feels like almost too obvious of a plot line. Like, the only reason I'm against it is because it feels so obvious, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it is Tritoma, and I'll have to eat my words. I will say, I'm not a huge fan of the idea of, like, the woman who was in love with Luffy, like the leader before her loved his dad, and it's not that they're like related, like it's not that Boa is Tritoma's daughter or whatever, right? It's not like that sort of weirdness. It's just, I don't know, for me it's just a little weird. It's a little weird, little also, it's kind of similar to Celestial Dragon, almost obvious too in a way, you know, where it's just like, I don't know, like if the current Empress loves Luffy and the prior Empress loved his dad, it's just, I don't know. Again, it might be the case. For me, it's not as, I'm not sold on it, but it could be. The timelines work, but we'll see. We will see. Hopefully soon. Although, I don't know if Oda's going to stack the Straw Hat flashbacks back to back to back to back like that, you know? Because now we're getting Brooks, so we're going to need some time to let this unfold. So I don't know when Luffy's is, but hopefully soon. Hopefully. And Onaj, you just said it in the chat. I think I said this earlier. You said it earlier, but I think my chat is bugging a little bit on my end. Or no, now we're good. You said Luffy's mom being revealed in an SBS would be so ass. Yeah, and like it could work. Maybe we'd be, you know, maybe Oda has a 5D chess plan, but I agree with you that for his mom to be revealed in an SBS like that, I'm just, that's my biggest reason for thinking it's probably not where he's gonna go. Like, that would be shocking, you know, to have her revealed and then later, oh yeah, it's this person we actually already met and was sort of irrelevant, you know, sort of. And not to get on a whole Tritoma tangent now, but I will say my theory on Tritoma and like why she died from love sickness and all that stuff, I wonder if it's actually Shanks that she fell in love with, and Shanks turned her down for Makino, and then that's why she died. Because the timeline because everybody points at the timeline and says that it's like, oh, like she died sometime, like it was after, she died after Luffy was born, right? And so that's part of the reason, well, she would have had to, or if she was going to be his mom, but for one thing, her dying after Luffy's born feels weird, because like I know like it's the love sickness thing. Maybe Dragon said he wasn't going to see her anymore and she just died. But if you have a child already and then you die from love sickness, I'm not going to lie, that's kind of weak. You got to have the love for your child and stay alive. If you die from love sickness, but you had a child with this person that you loved, so that's a little, I'm probably good. You know, I don't want Luffy's mom to die from love sickness when he was born. Like, she just, I don't know. It's just, for me, I'm all right. But I think it's actually going to be Shanks, because based off the same logic, like she died around the time that Luffy met Shanks, I believe, right? I think it was like around when he was 6 or 7 years old. And I wonder, but that's also probably the same time that Shanks, like, if he did have that child with Makino, that's probably the time where they, like, began their relationship or something. And so I wonder if Tritoma heard about it, and that's why she died then, because she learned that Shanks started dating someone else, right? That's sort of my mindset, because if the Empress before Boa loved Shanks, but Shanks did not, reciprocate, and then the next Empress loves Luffy, and so it's like a Luffy and Shanks sort of parallel, that I like. I don't like it as much if it's Dragon. Like, it's weird that his dad would have fallen in love with the prior Empress. Like, again, not that Tritoma has to be Boa's mom or whatever, but it feels just a little weird that's like a father and son sort of thing. But if it's Shanks and Luffy, I like that more, right? Like, she loves Shanks, but he chose Makino. He chose the random bartender over the princess, right? Like, that's a cool little plot line for him too. So we'll see. We'll see. I didn't even mean to get on a whole Tritoma diatribe. My bad. But yeah, hopefully we figure that out soon. I hope. I really hope. Where were we? Swaboosh. Remember, for 17 months, King Leuven inspiration equal Ludwig Beethoven. I have no idea what he looks like. Oh, maybe the hair kind of fits. Honestly, I see it. I see what you're talking about. Leuven, Ludwig, like, it's sort of close. Obviously, big music composer. If Oda was gonna, give Brook a leader that he listens to, having him be based off one of the most well-known, music composers of all time, I could definitely see that. That's a good call out, Swaboosh. That's a good call out, man. I like that. That's a good theory right there. I like that one. I like that. Mr. Bushido, with back-to-back 2 Euro super chats. First off, had a bad couple of days. Needed this chapter, bro. Well, I hope everything is going all right now. I'm sure this chapter definitely helped. Not even just because of the elephant at the beginning, but just a peak chapter, man. Hopefully, and I mean, I know for me that's definitely part of it too. Whether I'm having a bad day or week, or it's just a busy week or whatever, getting to end it with the One Piece chapter is always like, it's a good way to reset myself, recenter. So hopefully you're doing better. Then you also said the harp is the symbol of Ireland in Brook's home. Hey, that's I'm gonna look this up. Hold on. Yeah, so I started typing in Google harp, the symbol of, and I just wanted to see what would pop up. And Ireland is all over the place. Not that I thought you were lying, but it's like, for me, from the outside perspective, it's like, how big is this connection? It seems like it's very serious. It's the official national emblem of Ireland. Oh, man. That's cool, man. That's cool. We're all eating in this Brook flashback right now, man. All of us got reasons to be excited. That's cool. That is so cool. Playboy Johnny Carter 1306 with the 1090. I don't know what that is. Give me 1 second. South African Rand. Thank you very much for the 1090 Rands. I think that's how I say it. I'm not sure, but thank you either way. Do you think that they'll succeed with the kids? I assume you're referring to the Holy Knights trying to kidnap the children. I'm glad you brought that up, because obviously I dove in head first into the Brook hype here and never came up for air and did not need to. But there was a lot of other important stuff, so I'm glad you brought this up, because yeah, the kids. They said only 7 brats, so they are still missing 3 of them. So I mean, my first guess is no, they won't be successful, because like we're trying to save the children. Like, we don't want the kids to get kidnapped, you know what I mean? And as much as I love the Elbaf kids, I don't know if I really want them to be kind of the fulcrum to drive us to Marijwa. Maybe they will be. But if they got taken, like, we would all have to go to Marijois right away and try saving them, or at least that would, I think that would be the implication. So, so I'd say probably not. And I'm guessing that the 3 kids that are not taken are going to be the saviors. It's going to be Colin. Let's see. Do they have, do they not have the equivalent to Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji? You know what I mean? Because, like, you know how all the Straw Hat, or all the Elbaf kids had, like, equivalents over to the Straw Hats, right? Like, up here in the top right, I think this kid, I can't remember his name, but I think he's, like, the Frankie with the mask. I forget what this other kid is. I don't know. I think he might be one that we weren't sure about. But are the Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji equivalents not accounted for? Because that would make sense if that's what Oda's going for, right? I'm going to go over to the chat. Izanami, you said Colin was taken. I don't see him because I was looking throughout the chapter. I don't see him anywhere. Because, like, Ripley is very, like, into it, so you would assume that Colin is, but I don't see him. I'm going to go back to the other chapter, because if they only have 7, we should be able to see them. Let's see. Okay, so whenever she reaches into the school, she does get Colin, Ilva, trying to remember the names. I don't know this kid's name. I forget her name too, dang it. I think this one's the Robin, I think, with, like, the devil horns. Ilva, I don't know this guy, so there's 4. So there's 3 more we're looking for. And yeah, I see 3. Okay, so we got those, and then here's 2 more. The kid with the mask, and then the one with, like, the tall swooped hair. And there's 1 more that I can't see, I think. Who is the last one? My gosh. I wanted to look at the chat because you guys have probably figured it out by now, and it just it crashed again. All right, here. Oh. There we go. Now I can see the chat again. Okay. Everyone just keeps saying Colin. We figured out that Colin's in there because I went to the last chapter. But and we see these 2. Who's the other one? We found 6. You would think that Oda would have, like, dedicated panels to show each of the kids getting taken. Yeah, so there's 1 that we can't tell. So I want to know who the ones are that we don't have taken yet. What chapter was it where the kids, we got all their names and stuff? I think it was... Oh man, it was around when Scopper saved the day and stuff, right? I remember we got names for all of them. I want to figure this out, man. I want to know. Because I feel like the 3 that are not taken are going to be really important. 1174, I saw someone say, Repo, I'm gonna roll with you. Because we heard their names throughout the arc, but I know there was a chapter where literally they went through each child and gave us the name. No, it wasn't 1174. It was a good... there are names within here that I could figure out, but I know there was one where we got the actual box. Well, this one will probably do, because I can figure it out, because this at least has pictures of all the kids, so... So Johanna definitely got taken. Colin got taken. Bent just got taken this chapter. I got to put this on like on a drive or on a Google Doc or something. Hold on. Colin is taken. Johanna is taken. Bent is taken. Let me scroll back up. Okay, who's the kid with the mask? Did they say this kid's name? 1146 Plume Black Hat said, is that with the names? That would help a lot. And I kind of feel bad that I don't have their names memorized yet. These kids are important. Like they deserve it. Was it 1146? Nope. 1147. I mean, this is when the kids start getting taken. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yep. It's 1147. Now I got to go back to 1183. Sorry for the sorry for slowing things down, guys, but I really want to figure this out real quick. Which I thought it would be real quick, but now that I figured this out, I think it'll be a lot easier. So Bent got taken. Who is this kid with the mask? Mug. Mug. Yeah, I should have probably just opened up the wiki. I thought I'd be able to find it quicker in here. So Mug has been taken. Mug and Bent are right there. Colin and Johanna got taken last chapter. Who else got taken last chapter? Ilva. That's right. I said Ilva earlier. Got to put her on the list. And then the other kid he's looking the other way. I think the other one is Olaf. Pretty sure Olaf is the other one. Yeah, it's Olaf. And so then we don't know the seventh one from what I can tell. Because 3 got taken this chapter in the other hand, and we can only see 2 of them. Yeah, I can't tell from this angle either. So that leaves us with Ronya, my goat, Bjorn. Who else? Colleen and Skady. Yeah, so the ones that we do not know, the ones that are for sure taken are Colin, Johanna, Bent, Mug, Ilva, Olaf, and then one that we do not know of yet. And then the 4 that are left, where one of these are taken, the other 3 are saved, are Ronya, Bjorn, Colleen, and Skady. I don't know how to say it. And Colleen is the Usopp, because she has the long nose. I can't remember all the other ones, to be honest. I can't remember who's who. Like, Mug is Frankie. He got taken. Bjorn is the Sanji, I believe. And I think Skady is the Zoro. So it may be that the Zoro and Sanji are free. That they are free agents right now. The Usopp is also a free agent. So Colleen is Usopp, I think. Maybe Zoro, maybe Sanji. So who is Ronya? Who is Ronya supposed to parallel? She's really happy. It's okay. Everything will work out in the end, she was saying. Who is Ronya? Onaj, you said since Ronya already had her moment, she's the one captured, and the other 3 ones will have their moment. I think you're probably right. That's a safe bet. It wouldn't be double Ronya. And so that would mean that the three, if it is Ronya who's the last one, that would mean that I'm pretty sure that it's Bjorn, Colleen, and Scotty, which I believe is Sanji, Usopp, and Zoro, which if Luffy was not going to be part of the rescue team, those are probably the 3 that would be a part of the rescue team. So I think that's definitely where Oda's going. Is it's the same equivalence that would, like, Usopp, obviously, you know, most of the time he's just doing Usopp stuff, but he ends up being the savior in really clutch moments all the time. So, and we already see Zoro and Sanji are the ones tasked with like saving the day. So I definitely think that's where Oda's going with it for sure. Those kids are gonna save the day somehow. I like that. That's cool. Ronya, Alexander Ivanov, you said Ronya is Brooke. I think you're right. Ronya is probably Brooke because she's so like happy, and like Brooke, he should be the saddest person in the world, but he's always really happy and uppity. You know what I mean? So, or uppity means a bad thing. I just meant like high spirits, not uppity like he thinks he's better than everyone. But you guys know what I mean. That you're probably right. But I do think Ronya is probably taken, so that would leave again the equivalent of Usopp, Sanji, and Brooke to save the day, which makes sense. So, Oda, you're cooking as always. All right, back to the super chats now that I figured that out. Mr. Bushido, Mr. Bushido for €5. This chapter mentions Gunko getting married. Imu wants her to marry a man mayor, and King refuses. Then hell breaks out. I could see something like that. I mean, I gotta really see how things advance from here, you know, because like is it a like Ginny type situation where Gunko was taken because the Celestial Dragons wanted her to like marry into the family somewhere, or become one of the Celestial Dragons' wives? Is there a whole other layer to it? Like, I honestly don't know. I could go either way. It could be another weird love thing, I guess we can call it, with the Celestial Dragons, or is it something else? I don't know. I could see that. The marrying thing, honestly, the thing that I keep thinking from that is that maybe Gunko and Brooke do get married, you know, because like she's supposed to be 77, right? And he's supposed to be 90 now. And who knows what's going to happen to her once she like gets freed. Like, my guess is she might just become a really old woman, or maybe kind of like with Saturn, Gunko will become like a skeleton. Like maybe Imu will take the covenant back or whatever, and she'll become a skeleton like Saturn did. But maybe Brooke will save her somehow, and then we have like a skeleton marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like I think these two are, they obviously have this deep connection, but they're also similar in the way that like they shouldn't exist today in the form that they're in, but they still do, right? They're both like undead or immortal or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, to be honest with you. Maybe. Or I hate to say it, maybe Shuri also just dies. You know, maybe she does turn to a skeleton and she actually does die, and then Brooke has this moment of reflection of like, you know, everybody he knows keeps dying, or everybody he's ever known is dead now, or whatever, right? I could go either way, honestly. Time Lord with the $2 super chat. Neither of Shuri's parents have heterochromia. Good point. I'm gonna do a quick Google search because I don't even know if this is if Oda's even thinking this hard, but I don't know if like your parents need to like, it might just be, there might be a chance of it happening no matter what, right? And I don't know if Oda's just doing it just to make her interesting, or is it a sign that like one of these parents cheated on the other? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because I mean, Gunko's also calling them like mom and dad, so I definitely think that these are her parents. But yeah, I don't think heterochromia like has to require your parents have the same thing, right? It's just my quick AI answer, but it says, yeah, like heterochromia happens even with parents with normal eyes. I think it's like a recessive allele thing, recessive gene thing. I'm pretty sure that it's like, it's just, there's like a low chance that the kids will have it, but it can happen to anybody, I think. But I mean, yeah, maybe there is a hint that that there was some extramarital affairs, because what was this whole chapter about? Or not this whole chapter, but what was a lot of this chapter about? Brooke is trying to get with Candle, who's already married to the king. And honestly, Candle is like a 15 out of 10. And I mean, no disrespect to my boy Leuven, but Leuven, I mean, you know, he's punching way above his weight class here. And so I don't know if that's maybe a little bit of a hint. So maybe there is something going on. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's something to keep an eye on. Maybe. No pun intended with the different colored eyes, but yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if there were some extramarital affairs, to be honest. I wouldn't be shocked. Would not be shocked. Vlad Ivanovici with the 2 pounds. New Davy D. Brooke theory catching roots live. Literally, man. Literally. And actually, that is something that we haven't gotten yet, right? That's one thing we still need revealed is Brooke's family name. Davy D. Brooke. Yeah, that feels damn likely now, doesn't it? That feels damn likely. Davy D. Brooke. My God. I'm so glad I picked Brooke. I guess I picked Brooke as my favorite character. I didn't like pick him. He just was. You know, I just gravitated towards him. But I'm glad I got in early, man. I invested in the Brooke stocks before they even IPO'd, and now it's really panning out big time. Yeah, man. Davy D. Brooke. I'm liking it. Anahime with another $10 super chat. Anahime, thank you very much. One thing that we can agree on is that Luffy must definitely look like his mom, because he hilariously looks nothing like his father. 100% agreed. Mom definitely saved Luffy in the looks department to me personally. Yeah, no, for sure. And honestly, even looking at Garp, I'm like, Dragon just seems like the odd one out, you know? Like, Dragon doesn't look like his dad or his son, you know? Like, but with Garp, not that him and Luffy look like that much alike or anything, but I can kind of see it a little bit. But like Dragon, he don't look like his dad or his son. You know, Dragon might just be, I don't even know. He might just be adopted at this point. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't look anything like him. So yeah, I bet you Luffy does look like his mom, which I know whenever Tritoma, like whenever we first saw her, that's what everyone was saying is like, oh, she looks just like Luffy. Like that's definitely his mom. And like, I mean, maybe I can see some similarity, but like she looks like a lot of other, you know, female characters in One Piece, I would say. Like a lot of characters in One Piece tend to have like the same sort of base, like facial structure and eyes and stuff like that, you know, like a lot of them do. But then Oda adds slight variations. Like everyone's made the joke about like, what is it, like Vivi is Nami with blue hair, or it's stuff like that, right? Like a lot of the designs are based off the same structure. So either way, though, I agree. Whoever Luffy's mom is, yeah, she's gonna have to look more like him, because man, Dragon looks, he's from a whole different story almost. You know, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I know there's been a lot of theories too that maybe Dragon isn't Garp's son and there's something there. Maybe that's where this is going. I sort of doubt it. I feel like they're definitely father and son, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, if there was a time to reveal that's not the case, it's probably soon, because like I said, we're touching on like extramarital affairs here and stuff, so maybe there is something going on with the family setups, you know. 25th Slayer with the $2 super chat. You think we will get any more. Think we will get any more FB out of Elbaf. Hold on, I should know what this is. FB. Why am I flashback? Right? Was that what you're going for? My mind kept saying Facebook, 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 and then I was like football, 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 and I'm like, hey, Dak, you got to think of any other FB acronym, please. Flashbacks. You know, I feel like I'm a bad person to ask, because if you go back to like 2 or 3 prediction streams ago, which I should actually look at the predictions list and see if anybody got anything right from last stream, but a couple weeks ago on one of the prediction streams, my first prediction was no more flashbacks like this chapter or for a while, because we just had the Loki one, which I think is sound logic. Like, we just had a huge flashback. Oda's not going to give us another one, right? Well, I'm wrong, because we're getting the Brook flashback, and it's not even like a small snippet. It is the full dang thing, apparently. So I feel like I'm a bad person to ask, because my predictions on this are not good. So I would have said no before this chapter. Now that I see this chapter, probably. There probably are some more flashbacks. I don't know if it'll be the magnitude of the ones we've gotten, but like, well, I shouldn't say that, because if Yarouge shows up or Enel shows up, Yarouge is probably more likely. We got to get a Burka flashback. And that would be a huge deal. That would be a multi-chapter flashback with a lot of lore, probably going to tie to Emu and stuff, or tie to Uranus, or just important stuff, right? So I think the Burka flashback is definitely plausible this arc. I would also throw in the Loki and Lola flashback, like the full story on why she turned him down, and even how they got to that stage, because Elbaf does not like Big Mom, right? And so how did they even get to the point of, like, because Big Mom thought that if Loki married Lola, she was going to have all of Elbaf's army. And so I'm just wondering, like, were those evil Elbaf elders that, like, wouldn't let Ida live in the castle, did they broker the whole thing to try to get Elbaf and Big Mom working together again for some ulterior motive? Like, I think there's a lot to say about that situation that we haven't learned yet, right? Because I don't think it's as easy as, like, because, like, Loki's not even, like, the king. Like there is no king, but he's also not, like, acknowledged as the king. So I don't think Loki just walked over to Whole Cake and was like, oh, I love Lola. Hey, Elbaf, we're going to marry, or I'm going to marry into this family, and you're all going to listen to her. Like, a different authority for Elbaf had to, like, approve it or set it up, I think. So, so those are the two I would say. I don't know if, like, the Luffy's mom one is that likely yet. I feel like that's going to be a very Dragon-centric, Revolutionary Army-centric, Marijois-centric story. Like, maybe when Dragon is in Marijois fighting Emu or whatever, or whoever, maybe a Gorosei, something. Garling, maybe, which I think is likely. They might, like, reminisce over what happened with Luffy's mom, because maybe she was a celestial dragon. Like, that's, like, the kind of magnitude where I could see that. So, yeah, I'm thinking Burka flashback and the other Loki flashbacks. Because we need the Lola one, but we also need a little bit of info about how he lost to Shanks. Because I think, not that it has to be a big deal, but I think there could be some context there on, like, just Shanks, like, dropping some lore on why he's doing this, or saying, like Loki, the time has not come yet. I need you to wait for the promised day, or I don't know exactly what he would say, right? But because Shanks beat Loki right after Luffy got the fruit, right? So I could almost see Shanks, like, seeing Luffy get the fruit, and then that told Shanks, like, okay, now, like, it was 6 years ago. I'm getting it confused. Luffy was 7. It was 6 years ago. I have my years confused. But it was after Luffy got the fruit, which is all that matters. So then once he knew that Luffy had the fruit, it might have been a thing where he goes and tells Loki, like, or he probably doesn't tell Loki all the details, but Shanks' mind knows, okay, like, everything's set in motion. The next sun god's coming. The promised day is on the way. Like, Loki, you just have to wait. And, like, I think that's part of the logic. But hopefully we see that soon. You know, I'm very intrigued. I don't think, like, the fight part of it will be very long. I bet you Shanks just cooked Loki, like, real quick, to be honest. But But I think there's some lore there that we got to figure out. So those are the 3 I would say. So yeah, hopefully we get some of them. I don't know. Also, Straw Hat AP, the GOAT, with the $2 super chat. I was hoping you would come in with a Suru theory, and I was actually going to tell you, I was at the card store and I was very close to buying a somewhat expensive Suru card. Almost. I decided not to. I'm sorry, but it's still there because nobody's bought it for a long time. So I might get it next time, but I wanted to let you know. Candle has the Truth Fruit. Like the stream, y'all. The Truth Fruit. I want to hear some of your reasoning on that, AP. The Truth Fruit. I'm trying to think of what that connection could even be. The Truth Fruit. So what? Like she can't tell lies, or she gets other people to tell the truth? I'm curious what your reasoning is. You just said wait for the manga rare. The manga rare Suru. We might be waiting a long time, AP. Listen, I love Suru as much as the next guy. Not as much as you, but as much as the next guy probably. Manga rare Suru. we might be waiting until 2-piece for that to drop. But yeah, there are some cool like Suru like championship cards. That's what I was trying to go for sure. Eli, I saw you ask if AP is in my Discord. Oh, AP is like the mascot of the Discord. AP is definitely in there. We love AP over at the Discord for sure. He is definitely in there. Time Lord, earlier you said a bit off topic, but chances that Kong is a monkey family member. I guarantee you Oda would name a character Monkey Kong. I think there's a higher chance than most people probably do, because I think a lot of people, and maybe I'm wrong, but at least in my conversations, like it's almost like it's like too obvious. Like we already had Garp as one of the most important Marines and stuff, right? And Dragon's now the leader of the revolutionaries. And if you're going to tell me that another monkey family member is also leading the government from an even higher position than Garp, it's like they're all over the place. And obviously, like you're saying, like the Monkey Kong, it's like, is that too obvious? But I honestly, man, I would not be shocked if that's just Luffy's great grandpa. I wouldn't put money on it. I don't think it's like over 50% chance, but he might just be Monkey D. Kong and he's Luffy's great grandpa. Honestly, I would not be that surprised. Would not be surprised. Onaj, you said, I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know why anybody is not, or I don't know why nobody is talking about this, but the Queen may be a man-made or holy knight doing the same thing as Garling, having a kid in the kingdom that he'll cleanse. Well, I think the problem with it is like Garling. Well, two things. One, Garling didn't even like marry the Queen or what, like at least from our knowledge, her name is Magnolia. She was just like a random woman, right? That was like in the city, and he didn't really do that with any hopes of like, you know, like anything other than just getting some kids. It's maybe because she's Davy clan. I actually think that's the reason. He knew that they were Davy, and it's like Davy X for Garland, like that could be some, you know, really powerful kids or something. But and it would also be cool for Shanks and Blackbeard if they're actually related to one another. They're both part Davy. But like Garling didn't stay there and like become the leader. You know what I'm saying? Like he just went in, basically just knocked her up, left, came back after they were born, and then killed her and took the kids. You know, so he was very like there, like he was not very thinking it. Like there wasn't like a hardcore plan there, I guess is what I'm getting. But Candle, I mean, being a man mayor connected to him, I think that's possible, but I don't think she'd be doing the same thing as Garling because like apparently she's been here for a while, right? Like she like her kid is her kid's 7 years old, so she's probably been here for a really long time. Because again, Garling didn't like stay there, right? He left and then just came back to take the kids back. So I think it's a little bit different. Not that it's totally ruled out that she could be a man mayor, but it is very different. But then again, if you really wanted to try, you know, making this work, Garling has a little bit easier because of biology, where he can just show up and knock up Magnolia and then leave. But Candle, like, she's gonna have to actually have the child, so I don't know if that's maybe part of it. Like, she has to stay. Like if female celestial dragons do this, they have to do the plan totally different to make it work. Like, but I mean, in theory, they could just go here, you know, get pregnant and then leave and have the kid in the Holy Land, and then they're all good and they don't even have to come back. So so maybe that doesn't work. But so yeah, again, it might, maybe she is, you know, a man mayor, and that's where this is all going. But I feel like it's going to be something different. It would be really cool though if Queen Candle be like, and again, maybe she is one, or she even becomes a man mayor, and that's like where this is going. Like, she ends, maybe she actually, where I could see this going, flip God Valley on its head. Remember how, like, God Valley refused to join the world government? Maybe Candle is actually going to agree, and that's where this is all going to go. That's how she becomes a man mayor, is like, they welcome her in because she actually agrees to join, and, you know, there's some story there. You know what I mean? 25th Slayer, you said, is there a break next week? No, there is not a break. At least not on here. I don't think there's like a magazine break or anything. So we should be all good going in the next week, which I just can't wait. I cannot wait. Caleb Herlihy? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Herlihy? I don't know. Hopefully I'm saying it close to right. Dak, have you heard of the old 2006 One Piece CCG Passage to the Grand Line? I found some cards with my old Pokemon stuff. Do I have... I thought I just had some out. Ahaha. Let me see if it's this one. These I think are actually older. These are from 2002. This might be it. Here. Let me show you guys a couple of them. So here's one card, vintage One Piece card. I don't know what this, again, it's really old. I don't know exactly what it's from. Is it that, or does it look more like this? Because I think this one, this CCG or whatever came out after the other one. But yeah, kind of cool. Also, major shout out to Randy Troy, who sent me these cards. He sent me a little package with some other goodies, and he just threw these in, and I was like, bro, you hooked me up. And he has a bunch more apparently, and I was like, dude, you hooked me up with some sick cards, man. So those are like permanent, you know, collection cards for sure. I'm never getting rid of those. There are, like, he said I can give them away too. So I have these because I also have a Zoro one, this one. These are for me. I'm keeping these, and if I had a Brook one, I'd be keeping that too, but I don't think he was even in the story when these were printed. But there are some other ones. He gave me a bunch, and he said I could give them away, so maybe I do need to get on that and give those away. That might be kind of cool. Yeah, W for Randy for sure. Randy's the GOAT. I need to do a collab with Randy. I need to talk to that man for sure. He's gonna love this chapter too. This might be a good time to get him on a stream or something, but you know, the schedule is pretty unforgiving with him, you know, reading the officials on Sunday, and then, you know, the spoilers come out 24 hours later. But all right, guys. Well, we're at 2.5 hours. It feels like 10 minutes, but it was such a phenomenal chapter. I think I got through all of the super chats. So yeah, I'm going to head out because I got to get working on a video, guys. I don't know exactly what the video is going to entail, but I got to talk about what's happening. I have to. So yeah, be on the lookout for that video. Hopefully that'll be out here in like 2 days or so. Other than that, thank you guys as always. This was just such an awesome moment to share with you guys, man. The Brook flashback is here. I can't believe it. That's just crazy. So next week is going to be even better probably, because we're going to get the rest of the scoop here. So yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. You guys know we'll be live pretty much right after it drops. So without further ado, guys, thank you all for being here. Seriously, it was a pleasure. Make sure you guys stay safe out there. And like I said, stay tuned. There'll be a video out here in a few days, and then stream next week, and we'll see you after that. So appreciate you guys. Enjoy your weekends. Enjoy your sports. If you still have any teams left in the NBA playoffs, best of luck to you. But yeah, I'm heading out, guys.